Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, so honestly speaking, excuse me if I laugh, you all, because this is like the funniest news ever to me. No tea, no shade, you all. The news just dropped, okay, that Balenciaga, one of the biggest fashion brands on the planet, has dropped Ye, okay, as he likes to be referred to as himself as Ye, the Kanye West, Kim Kardashian's baby daddy, Kim Kardashian's ex-husband, okay, ex for a reason. The news has dropped, y'all. So what did I tell y'all? You know what I'm saying? What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that, you know, everything was gonna go kaput. I had that crazy dream about Kanye passing away. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it towards the end and in the description box below. I've also done Kim and Kanye readings. I've done Kardashian readings. I've spoken about the Kardashians, Kanye West, the whole lot of it. And honestly, you all, it is a Christmas miracle, okay? It is a big fat Christmas miracle because I don't think that Ye really gets it. It's so sad that he has basically exposed himself as a person who should not have all this money. Sadly, I have never, sadly, I wish that I could have, in some way supported him. Like, I know a lot of people have bought, Yeezy slides and, his fashion, his sneakers. Truthfully, at this point, you all, after his anti-Semitic remarks, his false claims against the Kardashians and everything else crazy that he's done against, innocent people that are there to help him. His friends, he has a lot of friends who are there to help him, like Justin Bieber, Charlamagne the God, Chance the Rapper, even Diddy, like Jay-Z. At one point he was not even close with Jay-Z. That should have been a red flag to begin with, because who the hell in the rap game and the music industry is not kin to Beyonce and Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be creme de la creme, top of the line, premium, up there, with the big dogs, you got to be close to kin, or at least be in the good books of Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's how I see it, okay? And then, the other pop girlies and pop boys, are next in kin. You know what I'm saying? Like the typical Justin Bieber, the typical pop stars, basically. So, the Justin, y'all, had to take care of business real quick. So, yeah, everything is coming crashing down, y'all. Everything is coming crashing down. And it's crazy because I'm like, bruh, he cannot get along with anybody. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do you have your friendship with Justin Bieber cut because he wanted to attack Haley? Why would you attack that lady? Why are you attacking anybody? Like, he is a billionaire, and I'm so happy that I'm making this video, because in this video, I'm going to cover the interview, okay? He did like an over 3-hour interview on Drink Champs. So I'm able to talk about that in this video. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about Pete Davidson and how Charlamagne the God. Hope y'all saw that. If you didn't see that news update, check it out, because Charlamagne the God said that Pete Davidson is 10 inches downstairs, and that Kanye West called Charlamagne the God and was like yelling, screaming over the phone about how he got 10 inches and how come he's not going to help him and he's supposed to be part of the culture. So I'm like, this crazy Gemini man, he cannot seem, not even Donald Trump. Do you all understand what's happening here? Not even Donald J. Trump, not even Trump is messing with Kanye. Everybody is jumping off the ship quicker, okay, than bees to honey. Everybody is like, you know what? I cannot rock with Kanye. I cannot stick up for this man no more, after the White Lives Matter propaganda marketing BS, and then, calling all his mother-in-law, his sisters-in-law, his ex-wife, like calling them all crazy types of misogynistic names and whores and all this stuff, and Kim Jong-un, Chris Jong-un as Kim Jong-un. I mean, this guy is mental. You know what I'm saying? And so what I was gonna say, going back to the other point I was gonna say, is that, like, truthfully, I wish I could have been that fan that could have supported his fashion, but I'm actually happy to this day to say that I never supported his fashion, ever, because I felt like it was not worth the money, for one, and for two, I always felt like he had a very skewed view of his personal views on a lot of things, especially politics. You see what I'm saying? So I think the only thing that I've ever purchased for Kanye or from Kanye, I think, is his 808 and Heartbreaks album, and his I think it was his Yeezy CD. It was actually the CD cover that I think Virgil designed for him. Let me look it up actually. I know that I purchased 2 CDs. I have purchased 2 CDs, like hard copy, not like no Apple iTunes, like actually, bought the CD like old fashioned style. Let me look up his recent album cover, because I think like that was like one of the many few albums he did before he kind of spiraled, right? It's like this Yeezus. There it is. So I purchased a Yeezus CD that I should have somewhere in my catalog, and 808, right? 808 and Heartbreak. So besides that, I have not given Kanye West any personal coin, and I'm really happy about that, because, you see, can you imagine if he was saying all this type of stuff before? I don't think he would have ever been put on as big as he has. You see what I'm saying? But now that his true colors are coming out, and his hatred is coming out, and his misogyny is coming out, and his mental illness is coming out, and his just loony bin energy is coming out, the true colors are being revealed to all of us, and I'm happy about it. So my reaction to the news about Balenciaga cutting ties with him was praise God, because this is what he's been, milking his cow on, is this whole fashion ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye has been trying to prove so hard that, like, I run this, I'm that. But it's like, if you don't remain humble and grateful for everything that God has given you, Kanye, and you're not able to protect your family and support your family and be real about, like, the issues that are happening in America, that you don't deserve your platform, sir. Like, you don't deserve to have all these partnerships and sponsorships and business deals if you cannot conduct yourself in a respectful manner. So I'm really happy about the news. I don't know about all you, not being no hater, but, like, you know what? I think it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I think the Chase, the JP Morgan Chase, I did a video about that as well. I'll link at the end in the description box below as well. I spoke about the whole Chase thing. The whole JP Morgan Chase thing, I think, is a little bit ridiculous. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the bank is still owned by CEOs and people and higher ups. I mean, it is a bank, so I guess that they do have a say so with who is their clientele or not. But at the same time, it's a bank account. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that wants to bank with a certain bank should be able to bank. So to me, it's a little ridiculous, but you know what? At the end of the day, if they feel like somebody is a huge threat, or a hurt to their brand, or maybe even a violent threat to society, or maybe themselves, a harm to themselves, then maybe they feel like, you know what, this is going to be the end of our partnership. So the JP Morgan thing was like super big news, and now Balenciaga is like, hey, you know what? We're going to have to part ways, buddy. So the Balenciaga thing to me is a good thing, because they're showing, celebrities, because at the end of the day, he's not only a rapper, but he's also a very big celebrity. Kanye is a socialite. He is a money mover, a money shaker. He is a marketing whiz. So in my opinion, I feel like Balenciaga saying, hey, listen, you got to kick rocks. We can't be rocking with you no more, is good because it's not only an example for Kanye to conduct himself better, but it's gonna, I think, ensure that other celebrities don't make a mockery of their brand, their fashion brand, and what they represent. Remember, all these companies, at the end of the day, whether it's fashion, whether it's food, music, whatever, these are all businesses. These are all corporations. These are all brands. So you have to remember that you cannot just be acting any kind of way. Like, for example, if a model was, getting all these crazy bookings like Bella Hadid, which I think Bella is going to go down as one of the great supermodels of history in this generation, because Bella is a gem right now. Even rappers are trying to book her. I think Offset in his music video Code booked Bella. And she just has that look. You see what I'm saying? I think Kanye really took a good tending to her as well, and was he's a fan of her. Kanye is actually a fan of Bella Hadid, but funny how the tables turn. Gigi called him out. Bella backed up what Gigi said, which is her sister. So yeah, everybody's jumping ship. I can't say that I am not shocked, because I am. I'm shocked in the fact that it's happening so quickly. I'm not surprised that it's happening, but I am shocked that it's happening on such a big scale so quickly. Like the whole JP Morgan Chase Bank thing, I think kind of kicked off this kinetic rhythm of other, brands, saying, listen, we can't help you. We can't support what you're saying. We don't support what you're saying. You need to get help. You need to go back on your medication. I mean, what can Kanye do? You see what I'm saying? To salvage this? I don't know if he can salvage it. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he comes out to be a stalker, misogynistic, anti-Semitic, I mean, you really can't bounce back from that, in my opinion. Like, if you are deeply rooted with hate for a whole race of people, like, or not a race, because it's a little bit, conspicuous, but I'm just saying, like, just people in general, certain groups of people in general, like, it's a bad look. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, other celebrities can't get away with that. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, the model was getting all these bookings, and then they have all these scenes of the model, passing out drunk every night, or, being caught on camera saying, racial slurs to people, or certain gender misogynistic terms, or just being a bully on social media. Like, those fashion brands would cut that model eventually, because they're like, hey, this is not a good look. And our consumers, right, you and me, if we're buying something from Balenciaga or whatever, we're not going to keep buying into a brand that has somebody who's saying anti-Semitic, anti almost everything statements, you know what I'm saying? And just basically spewing out lies. Like, even Charlamagne the God, Charlamagne the God, I think, was sticking up for him for quite a long time. I don't think that Kanye is being honest when he says that, Charlamagne the God and other journalists have not been supporting him. That's not true. Charlamagne the God for the longest has been supporting him. In fact, after I think he had one of his mental health breakdowns, he went to his house, the house that Kim and him actually once owned. Now Kim owns 100% of it. By the way, she really profited off that marriage. He supported Kanye. He tried to, like, speak out for him. So I don't think that what Kanye is saying in terms of people, not being there for him or not protecting him, I don't think that's true, because clearly from the text messages that he posts on social media, on Instagram and everything else, we can see that his friends have been there for him. When he had that breakdown at the ranch in Wyoming, like I said, Justin was there, Chance Rapper was there, Dave Chappelle was there. He had friends from all over the world, all different types of industries, and he lost them all. So what does that tell you? You see what I'm saying? Like, what does that tell you about a person who cannot keep not one friend? I'll be a little bit of a devil's advocate. He is a billionaire, so obviously when you're a billionaire, super successful, not everybody that's your friend or around you is gonna have pure intentions. So I'll give Kanye that. I'll give him that pass, that maybe he doesn't have a lot of people around him because he doesn't want to be used. He doesn't want to be told what to do. But at the same exact time, if you're pushing away people and disrespecting people who do love you and don't want to use you and don't care about your money or your clout, then you're an idiot. You're basically being an idiot at that point, and you're not a good person. You're not a good friend. So, Like Justin Bieber, for example, all these friends that have left him, Justin Bieber and his wife, Hailey Bieber, like, they have a valid point. It is sad to see, but like they have their valid reasons. And so Kanye now can't turn back around and say, oh, well, nobody's been there. Well, they've all been there until you push them away and treated them poorly and disrespected their spouses and their family, their kids and everything else, their businesses. I mean, how many times has Kanye called a journalist broke? He called Piers Morgan broke. He was talking over Chris Cuomo. I mean, this guy is a loony. I mean, he is the perfect example, right? Of especially a man who should not have that much power and who should not have that much money. You have to be careful with how you come across, especially on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to the note of the Drink Champs interview, I saw all of it. It was taken down, but I luckily had a link that somebody re-uploaded on another platform, and I watched it. And honestly, I came up with nothing. The whole thing was about some Jewish mafia and all this crap, and I really could not find anything substantial in what he was saying. I really was trying to give it a chance. Like, I'm being so honest. Like, when I watched that interview of his, I really was like, okay, I'm gonna hear the truth. Let's get it. Let's hear what's going on. And honestly, after I watched the whole thing, it just made him look worse. So I don't really think that Kanye, Ye, is doing himself a favor. If he wants to be a part of the fashion industry, the music industry, every industry out there to profit off of, why not be respectful to your consumers? Why not try to engage in healthy debates and not just like go out on public platforms just disgracing people, trashing people's names, reputation, families, religion, like ethnicity? Like, you cannot do that. So honestly, Balenciaga, good job. JP Morgan Chase, I don't know. I don't know about a bank. Allegedly he invested over 100 million, into Chase. If I was Chase, I'm keeping that money. But if Chase feels like he's a hazard to their business, or maybe it's just like, I don't know, there's something, maybe other fishy stuff going on, fraud, I don't know. Maybe they have got a detail about something to do with how he makes money, and maybe there's other things that he's invested into, maybe other political organizations or terrorist groups or whatever that maybe they feel is going to be a bad look, and maybe they feel like, maybe Chase feels like they're enabling him if they keep his money. So that's what I'm thinking probably happened. Maybe, some higher up has said, hey, red flag, something's fishy with this guy. Let's not do business with him. And so they've said, okay, by November, you got to find somewhere else to put your $100 million. And honestly, should Kanye really care about that? Yes and no, because at the same time, he can make his own bank. You know what I'm saying? He could put his money with other banks that I'm sure will be happy to take that money. So in a way, Chase kind of took an L in the front end, but on the back end, maybe when shit really goes down, Chase will be like, you know what, we made the right decision. While everybody else that still did business with him was profiting off of this nutcase, we decided to cut ties early. And so maybe in the end, Chase will come up a winner in this situation. But I just think that it's good news, because there has to be a limit. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a limit to how much damage one celebrity can do to a brand. And I actually was thinking the other day, with the whole Chase news, that Kim Kardashian got lucky as well, in fact. I think that Kim really separated from him at the right time. And not that I'm an advocate for, splitting up a family and all that. I've said my feelings on that many times. It is sad, but I will say that there is a plus side. They're both very successful. The Kardashian family is huge. They have so many aunts and uncles for Kim's kids. So God forbid if, Kanye was no longer with us on this planet, Kim has a big family, just saying. Kim has a lot of relatives. So, Kanye should think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to make peace with her family, because when you're dead and gone, which it looks like it's going to be sooner than later, you know, your kids are going to need a support system. You know, if you don't take your medication, if you're not going to get help, Kanye, you're not going to be here for much longer, bro, because you are spiraling. Like, when I watched his Drink Champs interview, it was so obvious to me that he was spiraling. You know, he's clearly spiraling. And if you have a bunch of yes men around you who are not influential enough in your life in a positive manner to say, hey, go get help, then he's not going to be here for much longer, y'all. I told y'all, like, that dream I had felt so real, felt so real. And the fact that like everything is happening, I'm like, hopefully Balenciaga cutting ties with him will wake him up. You know, hopefully this will help shake him up a little bit, you know, put him in the right direction. But I have a sneaky feeling that it's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? And what other brands? The question is, what other brands are gonna cut with him? Okay, like is it Adidas next? You know, what is the I'm wondering what I'm gonna look at what other brands was he tied to? Louis Vuitton, Gap, APC, Nike, of course. Yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing is not just, you know, these actual fashion houses or brands or even celebrities or sponsorships. It's actually now banks. It's whole organizations. It's political figures who are even saying enough is enough now. So hopefully this is a good example amongst Hollywood and every other kind of, you know, billionaire-esque member or, you know, rapper or whoever else out there that thinks they could just kind of like get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if they gave him a pass, it would be enabling him. That's what I think is really happening right now, you all. It's like all these people that were tied to him are like, listen, the buck stops here, you know, and if you're not going to be able to get your act together, we can't be in business together. And that's a good look for a company. I respect all the companies so far that have said enough is enough. I respect them like 10% more, because that lets me know that, okay, you care about your customers, you care about certain people, you care about the truth. You care about right information, you know, not propaganda. And I think a lot of what Kanye has been doing is he thinks that he's exposing people against him, but in reality, he's just exposing how crazy and how irrational and disrespectful he is. In fact, even the head of one of the head creative designers or directors of Supreme, the fashion brand Supreme, he posted text messages back and forth about, you know, Virgil, who was also the creative director for Louis Vuitton, as they call Louis Vuitton, LV, and you know, his other brands and other collaborations he's done. And they revealed that he was not even invited to Virgil's private funeral because he was actually a rival. He was jealous of him. So through these conversations and stuff, he thinks that he's revealing other information, but in reality, he's just exposing himself. So that's how I know that he's not really smart, because if he was really smart, you would, you know, not make all this public. You know, what is the benefit of sharing these anti-Semitic statements in public? Why can't you talk to some other nut job friend you have about it? You know, why do you have to go on every platform and say these hateful things? You know, why not just keep it private? So that is my thoughts on this, you all. Thank you all for watching. I really think that Kim Kardashian got lucky, you all. I really think that Kim Kardashian is lucky in this case, because you know what, she has her kids, she has her brands, and she got out just in time that her brands wouldn't sink as well. Because if she was still supporting this, I think that a lot of her stock, a lot of her clientele would be gone, including my own. Really, I think that if she was still with Kanye supporting these anti-Semitic, you know, statements and all this crazy nonsense, I would not really look at Kim as a sane person either. I would look at her as like, maybe you're, you know, who you marry is who you are. You know, you guys are one, you know, two become one in marriage. So I think that Kim saw where this was going. And I think actually in the Chris Cuomo interview, Kanye did admit that he believes they got a divorce over his political views, not over cheating, not over alcoholism, not over his porn addiction. over his political views. So that tells me a lot that this whole running for president, this whole 2024, I mean, he even said in the Drink Champ, if you haven't seen the Drink Champs interview, I don't know if you're gonna, where you're gonna find it, because it's banned. That's how bad it is and how useless it is. They even said, he even said on the interview that, you know, that it was all about the whole running for president, and that he thinks that he would be he would take the VP position if Donald Trump ran again. He said he would take the being a vice president. So he still thinks, you know, it's obvious that he still thinks that he has a shot. And he brings up the Clintons, you know, he brings up a lot about Democrats and all this. So, you know, on that note, you all, be careful who you marry. You see what I'm saying? Be careful what celebrities you're supporting out here, you know. And I'm happy. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm happy that I don't got no dusty sneakers of Ye up in my closet, because I would be danged if I'm walking around with his merchandise on my body saying this type of garbage. I would toss it out. I think that, what was it, Boozy or T.I.'s son burned a pair of his sneakers. I mean, all y'all need to burn those sneakers, for real. Like, he don't even like black people. Like, real talk, he was talking down to Trevor Noah because he doesn't look black. I mean, the way that Kanye talks is so ignorant. Like, he is a black man. Trevor Noah is black. Whether you think he looks black or not, he's still a South African black man, you know? So just a lot of his rhetoric just sounded very ignorant to me. So yeah, I'm happy that I didn't support his fashion. The most I've supported is his music before he went, you know, la la and crazy. And, you know, he says that, you know, the crazy term is misused. No, it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could say that Kanye, yeah, you know, they're over exaggerating, but they're really not, bro. Like, you are mental. You're mentally sick, bro. And I've never bought no t-shirt, no jewelry, no nothing. Not that I couldn't. I definitely could. I mean, I bought other brands, but I ain't buying none of his. You know what I'm saying? Except his music. So I ain't got no sneakers to burn. You know, I ain't got no slippers to toss in the trash. I know a lot of people who do. A lot of people have a lot of, you know, Kanye West merchandise they gotta toss out, because what spirit are you carrying on your body? Keep in mind, you know, what are you supporting? You know what I'm saying? Like, keep that in mind. Like, if a woman, you know, sees a guy wearing, you know, a pair of Kanye sneakers, now they may look at you like you're an op, like you're just like a nasty person. I'm just putting it out here. Like, you know, I'm gonna start looking at guys that wear those sneakers a little bit differently. Like, what do you really believe? Because this man was attacking people's wives. Like, he was just outright attacking people, like, for no reason, you know, for no reason. So I'm happy about the news. Hopefully it wakes him up. And I'm happy for Kim. I'm happy for everybody who has stood up to this narcissist, this crazy man, this loser. And honestly, Pete Davidson having 10 inches is fabulous. Good for Pete Davidson. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did Kim marry you? I don't know. Now, you know, guys, before I end this video, I will say this. Once I heard that Pete Davidson had 10 inches, according to what Kanye was screaming on the phone about with Charlamagne the God, I think that maybe Kim just knew that he was a quick lick. You know, Kim knew that he wanted a very voluptuous woman, you know, white tied to woman, you know, a woman that had some kind of white, you know, ancestry, basically, is what I think he was going for, with all the features of a black woman, you know, the big boobs, the big lips, the big hips, the big ass. I mean, it's obvious, okay? It's quite obvious that Kanye likes all the black features or ethnic features, but just not on a black woman or a Latina or maybe even Asian. You know, he just wants it to be all American, Armenian American to be exact. And it's crazy to me that he thinks that he still has a chance. I mean, Kim has obviously moved on. I mean, to me, it's obvious. It's obvious that Kim has moved on. So I just think at this point that everybody, even his kids, are in the clear as long as they're away from that guy. You know, and it's sad, but like, I do think that he can psychologically damage those kids. And I wish it wasn't true, you all, but it is true. Like, seeing how he talks about Donda and all this, like, your mother is gone, bro. Like, this poor lady, you know, poor Donda West, like, God rest her soul. You know, how much pain can this man put on this his mother? You know, a tragedy happened. You know, she passed away from going under the knife. You know, like, it's sad, but it happened, dude. And like, for you to be pushing 50 plus 40, and like everything, every pain in his life, like even with his relationship with his father, even in the interview and other interviews he's done, I've watched him, he always blames his mom. He always like puts this pain on his mom. And my thing is, his mom is gone, you know, and you have to like grow up and move on. You know, there's tons of people out on the planet that are not billionaires and millionaires who've lost a parent, you know, and they're adults and they've lost their parent, you know, by natural causes or not, tragedy or not, and they've had to move on like the rest of us. So I just think that the argument of his mother passing away, I'm gonna be honest with you all, I think it's old. I think it's tired. I think it's silly at this point. Like, his mom deserves to rest in peace. So on that note, y'all, I'm gonna close this video. Thank you all for watching. I think that I really was able to give you all my thoughts on a lot of the latest, you know, Ye drama in 30 odd minutes. And honestly, good for Kim. Like, I never thought I'd ever say that, but honestly, good for Kim. Like, you're gonna find a way better guy if you would want to, you know, be with a guy again, in that sense, like marriage and all that. But I mean, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not happy, you're not like with a healthy person, what's the point? So clearly Kanye West is not healthy. So I think that Ye, you know, you need to let that go, honey. Like, she's gone. Kim Kardashian's gone. Your mom is gone. Your kids may never really be able to be around you because you're not mentally healthy and stable. And that's on you, bro. Peace out, y'all. Bye.